There's just a very specific standard of beauty that often gets perpetuated through social media, through movies and films, and like I didn't want to feel like I was only pretty being a blonde. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about why I went from being blonde to being brunette. So obviously naturally I do have dark brown hair. My mom said I was a blonde as a little kid, but I feel like a lot of us go through that. You have lighter eyes, lighter hair as children, and sometimes that just kind of darkens. I think by the time you're 6 months old, your eyes kind of stay whatever color they are currently at. Was a blonde for like what, 2 or 3 years, maybe tops. And then I went back to brunette, even though I absolutely loved being a blonde. I was addicted to it. I didn't know that was gonna happen, but I just ended up getting progressively lighter and lighter, and I loved it. It was high maintenance and it was super expensive, but I loved being a blonde. However, I realized that I was using it kind of as a crutch. Like that was what made me feel pretty. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that because I also felt like I was trying to fit into this very specific standard of beauty that I didn't want to hold myself to. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to feel pretty even as a brunette. So that's why I went back to brunette. And I remember having like some friends kind of like laugh at me, but to me it was important to really, sorry, my bangs are growing out. So that's what you see when this flares out like that. But to me it was important to put myself out of my comfort zone and realize that brown hair, like thick, luscious, dark brown hair, can be shiny and healthy and beautiful, just like blonde is, you know, light and fun. You know what I mean? Like they're both beautiful, and I wanted to feel good in both ways. So I went back to being a brunette because I wanted to be comfortable in my own skin and not feel like I had to be a blonde to be beautiful. Did I miss the blonde? Yes, but I actually didn't regret it like I thought I would. Sometimes I see throwbacks like on Snapchat or on Instagram stories from a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I do miss the blonde hair, but I'm glad I didn't regret it. I'm glad I kind of pushed through and made sure that I fix what's on the inside, or like kind of like deal with what's on the inside in order to be able to feel good about both. So now that I'm getting married in the fall, God willing, I am happy that I made the decision to go back to brunette, because since brunette is my natural hair color, I want to look back at my wedding pictures and be familiar with who I see. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if I got married as a blonde, I feel like I wouldn't feel like myself, because at the end of the day it's artificial. Not that there's a problem with that, but there's so much upkeep with being a blonde that I didn't want to have like, I don't know, roots showing. I didn't want to have several inches on the top, and like I'm not someone who goes every 6 weeks or every 2 months to get my roots touched up. Like I just did a balayage and I would let it grow out, and then I would go back like once a year. I didn't even go for toning, which you really should be, but I didn't want to get charged like over $100 just to tone it. Like I just use purple shampoo, which is not the same exactly, but it does help out in between sessions. So I'm glad I did it. Like I'm glad I went back to brunette and kind of dealt with some of those internal issues, which is not to say that I don't have self-esteem problems now, because I definitely do, but at least my hair is not one of them. Like my hair color, like at least I don't just feel pretty with blonde hair. I will say, like I said, it's super addicting. Like once you have it, it's amazing, but the upkeep, the expense was a lot for me, and I'd be lying if I said to you that I wouldn't go back to blonde. Probably after my wedding, I'm not gonna go back to blonde, but I am gonna go a little bit lighter. Not on the whole thing, probably just the balayage, just because I want to kind of do some fantasy colors. As a child, my mom never allowed me to dye my hair in fun colors, so I didn't start doing that till I graduated from high school in 2011. And then I felt a little ridiculous having light colored hair, which is annoying because there shouldn't be an age limit to when you can have fantasy color hair. Like we should all, even as adults, even as grandmothers, be allowed to have our hair whatever fun color we want. So I want to go for a baby pink. I've done the red with overtone because I had so much blonde left. That's the problem too also with transitioning back to my normal hair color, was that I was dealing with the dark hair dye washing away too quickly, and then it just left like a really weird color. So I put overtone on it just on a whim, not thinking that it was really gonna grab to the hair, but it did. So I had like red extreme, like the vibrant red one on the bottom of my hair, and it was a lot of fun. I ended up having to grow that out because of the wedding. I don't want that in the video or in the pictures, but it is something that I want to go back to. Red, I want to do pink, I want to do blue, and I feel like my mom hates that. But if she had let me do it as a child or like as a teenager, I would have gotten it out of my system. So joke's on her. She should have let me do it, because now here I am, almost 30 years old, and I'm about to have pink hair, I'm about to have fun hair. And it's hard when you work a corporate job. I don't work a corporate job, but I used to work at Build-A-Bear. I made a whole video about working at Build-A-Bear, and I didn't mention in that video that you're not allowed to have unnatural hair colors according to them. So when I was going to brown, before I did brown, I had to work the next day, and the girl was like, listen, my stylist, I don't know why I said the girl, she was like, we should do a fun color because your hair is so light that it'll show up nicely. And I really wanted to, but I was like, oh, I'm working at Build-A-Bear, I can't, blah blah blah. So we did a dark brown. I literally quit Build-A-Bear the next day, so I totally should have done it, and I didn't. Now here I am with dark brown hair, which I love. It's very shiny, it's very healthy. I'm a big fan of seeing brown hair on other people. I just think there's something really beautiful about dark color, or even like almost black. Like that almost black color is so much fun. I'm sorry, they're drilling across the street and it's driving me crazy. And you know what else is driving me crazy? These bangs. But yeah, that's really how I feel, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really glad I did what I did, because like I said, there's just a very specific standard of beauty that often gets perpetuated through social media, through movies and films, and like I didn't want to feel like I was only pretty being a blonde. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be good in my own hair, and I did it. I managed to. Doesn't mean I don't sometimes miss the blonde. Just because it's a contrast, like the light against the dark is just fun. But ultimately, I want to go like auburn. Like I want an auburn color at some point. I so totally wish I was a natural redhead. I feel like redheads are gorgeous. The color is just rich and beautiful, like gingery. I love all that. So I definitely see myself doing that, especially because I be doing the faux freckles sometimes with the ColourPop freckle pen. So that's on the list of things that I want to do for sure as well. But yeah, if you made it to the end of my little discussion, let me know if you've ever dyed your hair. What colors do you prefer? Or do you have gray hair? Are you letting that grow out? Because I love the look of that too. And I've been trying to convince my mom to do that with her hair. Like just grow out her grays. Because there's something really beautiful about like the really like silvery gray, almost white type of look when people get a little bit older. You can have grays in your 30s and 20s too, so don't get me wrong. For sure, you look good with gray hair at any point in time. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you very soon with another video. Special thanks to my channel members for helping support this channel through difficult times. If you would like to join the Bunny Club, I will have the link in the description box down below. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.